It's absolutely no doubt about it. It has nothing to do with me needing a haircut, but what I can see on my phone here, 87% of the internet has voted yes, do it and make a video of it. If you have no clue of what I'm talking about, it's what you can see behind me here. This is my brand new motorcycle lift table. I just had it for a couple of days. There is a problem, and that is these wheels. They are too small, I think. It's difficult to move the table around here with the motorcycle on it because of these wheels. So I have bought these heavy-duty swivel caster wheels. They are rated for 200 kilos. This will be perfect. It will be much better, except for one issue here. They are very big, a bit bigger than I thought when I ordered them. And for these to work, they need to have free play, quite a large diameter. I don't want them to stick too much out on the side here. I just stumble over them all the time. So I need to put them more underneath the table. So I will have to put them under this main frame. That means I need to lift the whole table 10 centimeters. That's fine, because I think the table is a bit low. On the highest position, I would like it to be 10 centimeters higher up. Perfect. 2 in 1. However, there were more than 10% who said in the poll, this is not a good idea. Or at least don't make a video of it. It's not that interesting. And I am somewhat agreeing to that, because making 4 brackets that fit to these wheels, cut off the existing one and then weld on new, it's not that much of a challenge, is it? I think I have all the tools I need, I have the skills. Yeah, it's just more or less doing it, isn't it? So maybe if I make a challenge to myself, what I often do is underestimate how long time a job like this takes. Making 4 brackets, I think 4 hours. Cutting off the old one, welding on the new one, 2 hours. Extending the approach ramp, a couple of hours more. Some hours, plus minus, whatever I haven't thought about. So I will say 12 hours. That means 3 evenings probably for me. 12 hours is my time estimate. So, can you place your bet now? Do you think I can do this in 12 hours? That is my challenge. And of course, will it be a success? That's the second challenge, and maybe the most important one. And the third challenge that I really need to figure out, this hair, I need a haircut. Okay, that was how much time it took to bring the motorcycle from its storage location to where I'm typically wrenching on it and put it back. At least it's a good exercise, and this bike, it's pretty lightweight. All my other motorcycles are quite much more heavy than this one. That would be even a harder job. But what I want to do is compare this, see if it's much more efficient to bring my motorcycle back and forth with the new wheels later on. The first thing I want to make is the 4 brackets, 1 for each wheel, to be welded onto the lift table. And I've already made one, like this. That's a good thing. The bad thing is that it's already gone 3 hours and 20 minutes. I'm behind schedule already. Well, some of the time went to find materials. I had this heavy-duty pipe, cutting it up into pieces, then cutting this in half again with my angle grinder, ending up with this, and then drilling 4 holes. So I have the first prototype, and I will weld these bolts onto here because this bracket could have been a bit bigger, hard to fit a bolt here, so yeah, I decided to weld on these studs here. I think that would be a nice solution. I think making the 3 next one is gonna go faster than the first one. Always the first prototype takes the longest time. Now I know exactly how to do it, I just need to... The brackets are made, finally, but I'm way behind schedule. I better hurry up. Struggled a bit with these brackets. These bolts that now are welded on didn't really match up with the holes on the wheel, so yeah, I had to file them a bit. Took an extra hour there to fine adjust them, but now what I have done is already put my lift table on the side here, so it's easier to figure out what to do. I also prepared to loosen all the old wheels. And by the way, the reason I can't reuse this bracket is because the wheel will crash into the frame when it's turning. I can only turn the wheel 180 degrees here. So by lowering the bracket, the wheel will go underneath the frame. So I need to chop off this, shouldn't be too hard on this side, and the bracket fits perfectly here. The second one, on this end, this bolt is a bit in the way, so I have to put the bracket like this, and then comes the part I've not been looking forward to. That is to start chopping, destroying my newly bought lift table. What I will be doing to try not to damage anything is to cover it up with some welding blankets. That's a tip from me to you. Buy some of these quite inexpensive fire blankets and cover up things that might be damaged by ship's debris from the grinding and welding. And this is made of glass fiber, so use gloves. It's really itchy to work with. Time is running really fast when you're having fun. But at least I'm ready to weld on the first 2 brackets now on one of the side. You can see I've added on some nuts over the bolts here to avoid them getting damaged by a splatter from the welding. Also putting on a pipe on the bolt on the inside there, just in case. I have some magnets there. I try to align it as good as I can. I've also prepared some wet towel here because there is some kind of axle and movement, and I can see some oil here. So do not burn away all this oil. I will cool it down when I'm welding on the underside here. I will only do a couple of tacks now. That is a good rule. Don't fully weld on a prototype. Time to get started. And of course what happens because of the heat, it will bend the bracket, so I think I need to add some force. The 2 first brackets are tacked into place, and I am mounting the wheels. Then it's the same job, of course, on the other side. Maybe it's a bit boring for you to see the whole process one more time, so let me just jump ahead in time. This is exactly 45 minutes later, so that's how long it took to put on the 2 last wheels. And I must mention, when I am recording my projects, it tends to take 50%, maybe twice as long. So when I've estimated this job to 12 hours, that's also including me moving the camera, tidy up, planning the shots, and so I'm not counting in when I am editing the footage. But it's time for the first test. Okay, let me release the locks on the wheels. Time to do the first test drive. Oh yeah, I would say this works quite nice. Absolutely, yeah. Huh. I could be doing this all day, you know. Wonder what the top speed is. This is really easy to move around. And it do feel sturdy, absolutely. But I haven't welded it properly yet. Now I've locked all the wheels. I think maybe this can be a success. But let me finish up the welds and also add some rust primer, and I bought some red spray paint. Hope it's the right color. The color is a bit too orange, and I forgot to mask off this bolt and nut. But if you are happy, I'm happy. I think it's okay. Can see some battle scars from my grinding as well. It's just charming. And now it's at maximum height, 34 inches, 87 centimeters. That's much better. Now I can actually use it as an extra work table at the highest position. You might see I've also made some improvements for the front wheel support stand over there. I had this from a previous project, so I just welded them on. But to get the bike on top here now, of course I need to fix the approach ramp. The minimum height is now 26 centimeters, 10 inches, 4 inches, 10 centimeters. Higher than original. Well, it does fit, but I think this will be quite a steep hill to climb getting the motorcycle up there. If I want to keep the same angle for this approach ramp as original, I need to extend it 36 centimeters, 14 inches. Yeah, I think I'll do that, but looking at the time, ooh. This seems to work great. Since my approach ramp is just freshly painted, I put on this to not damage the paint, you know. I added 32 centimeters and yeah, made it similar to the original, just a bit longer. Okay, it moves almost too easy now. Having all four wheels moving, it's both good and bad, because it's like moving in all directions at the same time here. So I guess this requires some practice. I must say, I was a bit surprised how difficult it was to maneuver the table with 4 swivel wheels compared to 2 fixed wheels and 2 swivel wheels. But okay, I've done a couple of practice runs and it's time for me to do their challenge. Let me see if I can beat 3.5 minutes. Let's see if this makes any difference. Okay, ready? Go. At least it's very easy, it's not heavy at all. "48 seconds of fun instead of 3.5 minutes with struggle." I can really recommend wheels like this. But I haven't told you the real reason why I replaced them, and that is because I want to paint my garage floor with epoxy paint. And the original wheels, the small ones, were cast iron. They were very hard, and I'm afraid they would damage the floor. These are some kind of soft plastic, so they are much more gentle with the floor. But you're probably wondering about the challenge. Did I manage to build it all within 12 hours? That were my estimate. And I'm happy to say, no. It was a stupid challenge anyway. 16 hours. Was the total time I spent. I forgot about the painting, priming, the sanding. I did at least end up with a success when it comes to the table. And I even got a haircut. So all in all, I'm quite happy. Hope you had a fun time as well, and hope to see you back later. Bye bye.